Hello comrades, this is General Luigi, and welcome to Let's Play Pikmin. So here we begin in our second day of this playthrough. And we're still going to be told a few things. So, basically, in order to summon Pikmin from the onion, you just stand under it, press A, and choose how many Pikmin you want to summon. Take all 25 of them out. And there are two types of gates in this game. There's the stone gate, like this one. We cannot destroy that with red Pikmin. Well, basically we currently lack the means to destroy it. This one, which looks like it's made out of bone, can be destroyed. But before we do that, let's deal with this grass growing right here. Just have one Pikmin pluck it out. I know that might waste a little time, but there's a good reason for that. Now, this grass will sometimes yield a very special item. And I want to make sure we have as much of it available as possible. Come on. Start plucking. There we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. That yellow stuff is nectar, and it will make Pikmin instantly mature into flowers. Flower Pikmin are the fastest and strongest, as I said in the previous episode. And red flower Pikmin in particular are the absolute strongest in the game. There are two other types of Pikmin, one of which I intend to encounter today. And red Pikmin are 1.5 times stronger in battle than the other types of Pikmin. They are also immune to fire. Distinct advantages and disadvantages of the other types of Pikmin will be revealed as they become relevant. Well, more specifically, once I have more Pikmin than just reds. So, let's get an army of flowers. I suppose 25 isn't exactly an army. No. You can have a maximum of 5 Pikmin plucking any given plot of grass. Of course, it's helpful to have them all be flowers beforehand so that you don't have anyone getting greedy and sucking up all of the nectar. And unfortunately, we didn't get everyone to mature. Alright, so let's go break down that gate. So, I'll be back in a moment when it has been torn down. Alright, so the gate is down, and so this is our first enemy, a dwarf bulborb. Generally pretty easy to defeat. My preferred tactic when I've got a bunch of Pikmin is to swarm it. So, let's go, comrades! And when fighting, Pikmin can actually lose flower or petals. Alright, let's go ahead and carry these things back to the onion, get some more Pikmin out. I don't plan on plucking them immediately, though. Love how they always give that little and spring to attention when you whistle. I just think it's very cute. Take out this guy. Olmar can actually take these guys out on his own, so you don't need to risk Pikmin all the time. Although it does tend to be a bit more time-consuming for Olmar to handle them. Okay, there are 2 of them this time, so I'm actually going to demonstrate proper punching procedures. Might take a little more time than usual, but oh well. Frankly, I don't like my odds with 34 Pikmin against 2 dwarf bulborbs. So basically just hit A and you'll start punching them. Sometimes they'll shake a little. You really have to be careful about not getting bitten, because if Olmar takes damage, well, apparently he was already damaged and I didn't even notice. That's what I get for having the volume turned down so low. Anyway, if Olmar runs out of HP or life, or whatever you want to call that thing, he will lose consciousness, the day will automatically end, and any Pikmin that are following him will be lost. They'll be treated as though they were left behind. So, it is a good idea to keep an eye on your health, or your spacesuit strength, or whatever you want to call it. I'm probably going to use all manner of different terms to describe it. Okay, so let's get more Pikmin out. Boy, it's almost noon. The day passes by a lot faster than I remember in this game. I'm not saying something considering that I actually have a practice file. So I should be used to this. Okay. 53 Pikmin. That is a nice number right there. Get these guys out. I will be back in a moment once I've got everyone plucked. Alright, I've got a group of 53 now. So, let's go ahead and take care of this big guy right here. Now, these are spotty bulb. So, details on the heads-up display. Stuff we already know. Alright, so as I was saying, this is a spotty bulborb, much bigger, much more dangerous. My preferred strategy is to rush him from the behind, from the back, so... Okay, lost a lot of petals there. Let's leave him be for now. Alright, break down this gate. Actually, let's get some of these guys. Some, not all. Alright. Let's get one more to carry this ship part back. The Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It would be nice if we had something like that in real life. And I wouldn't have to worry about the batteries in my 3DS or my Wiimote ever running out at an inconvenient time. These little guys are Wogpulls, pretty much harmless, and pretty low yield in terms of the amount of Pikmin you can get for feeding them to the onion, so I prefer to just leave them alone. Of course, the same could be said for these pellet posies, but they're a lot easier to deal with. Flowers will not run away if a Pikmin attacks them. Me. Alright, so 2 parts. That means this day couldn't have been a total waste. Once we have 3 more, we will be able to access a new area. Although, even once we have access to that new area, I will probably wait. Did one of them trip? Apparently not. Oh, I saw a Pikmin trip. Okay, one of them did trip! Okay, let's get just 10. Okay, fine. Let's finish breaking down this gate. Sorry, hand hit the microphone there. Alright, and one thing about dwarf bulborbs is that if there is a spotty bulborb nearby, if you cannot kill them quickly enough, they will scream, which will cause the spotty bulborb to wake up. So, you want to be quick. Alright, now let's take out this pest. Hopefully 40 is enough to kill it before it starts killing any of my own. Doesn't look like it. I stand corrected! Okay, that's good news. Let's go ahead and approach this onion. That will yield Yellow Pikmin. Originally, Yellow Pikmin were going to be immune to electricity, but they decided to cut electrical enemies from this game, so they threw in a different advantage. Sprout, please! Thank you. And and somehow all of the Pikmin surrounding it just disappeared. So, yellow Pikmin can be thrown much higher than red Pikmin and blue Pikmin. And they are also capable of picking up a special item. As you can see. I accidentally tossed it right over that pellet posy. The idea there was that you were supposed to grab the pellet and take it back to the onion, comrade. Let's take care of these ones. You probably won't need too many yellow Pikmin in this game, but it helps to have some anyway. So I'm trying to get their numbers up beforehand. Come on, we don't have all day. It drives me absolutely nuts that Pikmin take a little moment after being planted to actually sprout. Alright, let's take this guy to the onion. Have a couple of reds help out. And the other thing yellow Pikmin can do is grab these funny-looking rocks. If we have enough time today, I will demonstrate their function. No! Oh! For some reason I thought if the reds outnumbered the yellows there, they would take the Bulborb back to... a red onion, which I did not want. Okay, so... they can also grab these things. Alright, let's go ahead and put these rocks to good use. We have a little time, so... those rocks explode. That is how you tear down stone gates. And you have to be careful about keeping any Pikmin too close to the explosion, because any Pikmin caught in the blast will die. And I'm surprised I've managed to avoid any casualties. Other bomb rocks solved that problem, so... we probably will not have enough time to grab another ship's part, so let's just pluck these. I know, I've played this game before. I also read the manual. I don't need to be reminded of these things. Says the guy who forgot what the Y button did. Alright, so... I know I don't need to, but... let's head back to base. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call the place. And we should be getting the hurry gather your Pikmin warning anytime. And something I didn't mention, but I'll just mention offhand right now, is red Pikmin and yellow Pikmin are not immune to water. If you take them into the water, after a moment they will drown. Let's see if I can pluck them all. Probably not. I might pull it off. And I did it! Alright. So that's the end of day 2. Got the Eternal Fuel Dynamo and met the Yellow Pikmin. Not as productive a day as it could have been, but we still got things done, so I'm satisfied. I forget if I mentioned this in the first day, but any idle Pikmin or working Pikmin that are not at base or under your command will be left behind, which means they will die and get eaten by those spotty Bulborbs. Okay. 2 days since impact. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances. Then I'd only have to press Y to locate my parts. Yet, there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I'm attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, which it did this day. I must return to my ship, stand in front of it, and press A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. So, yeah. Yes, as he said, you have to be careful. Alright, so we didn't lose any today, and that is always a good sign. Don't like to lose Pikmin, even if they are treated as expendable in this game. So, let's save, and I will see you next time.